Hey, Slanish Devotee here, trying out my Orc Lander deck again. Let's see what we've got here. Karnath, Planum, Taurus. Is that Iridial or Yovan at the beginning there? So that's a lot of blue planets in a line, which isn't so great for my Lander deck. And as you can see, I don't have a Lander, so I'm mulliganing. And I don't get a Lander, which is a bit of a problem for me. I like a longer game with my Lander. I like being able to get all the pieces out and to lay out lots of indirect damage, so this is a bit of a problem. I'm having trouble deciding what I'm going to do here. I've got a lot of my bigger units, and so that's going to be a bit of a problem. I'm playing someone named Glyph, who's playing as Shadowsun. This could go poorly, I say, yeah. So this is, I'm aware that this could be a problem. So, I wish him well. And he is first, so let's see what he throws out to begin with. Salem Enclave, so he can reduce any non-Tau units by 2, which is a really good reducer, because it's not just affecting elites, it's even low-cost stuff, so that's really good. Start off with my cannon to pause for a bit, and he's got an ambush platform as well. So he's got a few good options there already, and I'm running out of things quite quickly. I'm aware that I'm going to need to bully a little bit. Those early planets are going to become really important. He's got the initiative, so I decide I will throw down my ramshackle truck, and then I'll leave him to it. If he goes to fight it, he's facing a 7/7, so that I feel like is a pretty good unit. Off initiative, it gains plus 3 or 4 hit points, which brings it up to 7/7, which is really powerful, really good. Especially for the cost of 5, so it's a good start for that first planet, and then it's going to become less and less useful as the game goes on, I'm sure. And now I just need to see what he decides to put out opposite it. And he chooses Shadowsun's Stealth Cadre, the signature unit, which is a pretty reasonable choice. It is 1 command hammer and 2 attack, 2 hit points for the cost of 2, so it's a pretty standard unit. You'd expect a unit like that to have an ability for that cost, but I mean, its ability is that it gets to be an attachment, so that's just an interesting little twist. He's obviously wanting the command. He knows I can't really deal with the command. I've got no resources really to spread out for it. And we choose our spots. I'm going to planet 4 because I want to be able to move the ramshackle truck somewhere that I can use it again. That's my thoughts there, so I want it to win and then go elsewhere. I could have gone to Karnath to stop the Stealth Cadre and then trigger Planum, which might have been a better idea to take his command, but also I'm aware I've got Smasher Guns in this deck, so I don't mind if he picks up cards. He goes to Elwith himself, and actually that's fantastic for me. I'm like, yeah, cool, get yourself heaps of cards, because I'm going to hit you with Smasher Guns down the line, hopefully. It was already that first planet, great. So I'm going to win that planet, and presumably he's got nothing in particular, but before I do that I want to get in nice and early and start causing damage to Shadowsun. My thought being that if I can just get enough damage onto him now, eventually I'll have enough indirect damage slowly trickling out that the leftover can end up bloodying or killing his warlord, is my thought there, especially knowing that Iridial's going to be out of the game in a few seconds. So I think that's a good start making his warlord have a tougher time. So I'm just making sure we're at the same action sort of step, make sure I win planet 1, and then I'll capture that and move on. He's done. Cool, so I take that, there we go. Now we're over to Elwith for him, where he can get himself another card, and I'm hoping I get a Smasher Gun pretty soon. Well, also I need to start getting some of these big units out, and this is a bit of a danger for me, is that I've got a lot of my more expensive units in hand, which means I'm not going to be able to trigger them with the Lander, and I don't have any way of reducing the cost of them to get them out yet. So he made his choice, and there we go. And now I'm not sure whether or not to put the truck onto planet 1. or further down the line necessarily. So just wait, make sure he's got nothing to do on Planum. I'm just typing in, I'm just going to ask him a question just to prompt him a bit there. Does he have an action? He does not. So there we go, and I decide I'm going to use it to stop his command, and it'll be the right off initiative setting for me again at that point. So I think that's a reasonable place to put him. I could have possibly put him onto Aluith and tried to rush Aluith a little bit more, but I feel like that's alright. No HQ actions for Glyph, none for me, and we're on to the next turn. Alright, what have I pulled out? I've got myself a salvaged battle wagon, which would have been really handy to get out a few of my 3-cost units, but I can't quite afford it. I also have the Cyborg Body, which is quite nice, and I'm thinking Cyborg Body and Goth Knob uses up all my resources this turn, but instantly gives me just so much hit points, so much HP, that could be a really, really good option. Also, Yavann's down at the far end, and that could be useful for me as well. I could start going down and trying to trigger Yavann, or to win on Karnath and trigger Yavann. So I'm feeling like I do have some options here. This could work out for me to get out these big bodies. So, start good, solid Goth Knob, 6/6. No command, but that's fine because I don't want to win the command on the card planets. I've got plenty of cards here. I need resources to get them all out, and that's generally the plan for this deck, is to get resources and get them out that way. And he throws out the Ravenwing Escort, and he does the full cost of it at the moment. And I was surprised to see that, the Ravenwing Escort. It's not a very common card. If you've watched one of my last videos or so, I've got a game where I'm trying to use one to good effect. And actually, that was recorded after I'd played this game. And it was the use of the Ravenwing here that made me think, oh, maybe you can find a use for it. So watch the Ravenwings in this game. They're quite neat. Let's throw the Cyborg Body onto the Goth Knob. So now I've got a 6/12 there. He uses the Salem Enclave to bring down the cost of a Blood Angel Veteran, some Terminators, and he throws them onto the same planet as the Ravenwing. Now, he could have put them onto Taurus, and then if he needed to move them, he could have mobiled the Ravenwing onto Taurus and then done the effect. They have to be on the same during the command, so you can't really use the Ravenwing as an escort that will get rid of get something out of danger. So if I commit to a planet with the Blood Angels, he can get them away by bringing the Ravenwing there or having the Ravenwing there already, but the Ravenwing are then exhausted opposite my Warlord regardless, because it's combat phase action. He can't mobile out of the way after saving them in command or something. But still, there they are. I feel like he possibly should have spread them out a bit. In a general sense, that's generally probably a good idea. And he's got just enough to throw down. There you go, the Imperial Fist Siege Force as a command onto Taurus. Potentially he could have had it further down the line, but it's all good. Okay, so I'm going to Yavann. I would like to trigger Yavann and put in some big guys. I feel confident that the Goth Knobs are going to be pretty solid on that first planet. And my Ravenwing truck, my Ramshackle truck, I don't want to support it because then I'd have the initiative. I want him to be scared of the initiative for the truck. Okay. And I get, what do I get? A bomber and a couple of resources. That's handy. He gets a swath of things, 4 cards and 2 resources, so that's great. I'm keen for him to keep picking up those cards. I'm bound to draw one of my smashes eventually. I'm just going to check if he's mobiling anywhere. But he decides that he's not. Okay, so over to Planet 1, where I have my 6/12. I'm pretty sure that I'm going to win this battle. I'm pretty sure that it's not going to affect him. He's not going to be able to affect my Goth Knob, you know? Just too big a beast. Yeah, nothing he can do on that planet, no actions. So before we go any further, I'm just going to start pigging away at some of the lesser units. Usually those are the units that my opponent will waste my Orklander shots on, so that the Orklander has little effect in combat. So if I can start pinging them down and make it more likely for them to vanish on me, and then the lander, when I can trigger the lander or trigger the smasher, suddenly it's more effective. So there we go, firing at Taurus. And he takes the point of damage. Perfect. I'm very pleased to see that. And then he exhausts Shadowsun, and he runs Shadowsun, which is pretty expected there. Sorry about the bang there, I just knocked something down on my desk. So he runs away. I'm completely expecting that. It's worth me triggering, because I might be able to dig a little bit and get my lander out of it. I'm just checking if he has anything in between. But he does not, so I will trigger and see if I can get a lander out of that. Searching through the top 3 for a lander. Perfect. That's exactly what I'm after. That's spot on. Okay, there we go. The lander. And I've got a nice big Goth knob ready to come along with my brutal causing Nazdreg down the line here. Alright, so down to Yvonne. I have nothing I want to do at this point. I just want to trigger my planet. That's the idea here. And he looks like he's going to use the Ravenwing Escort, which I wasn't really expecting. But he shoves over those Blood Angels opposite me, and I'm looking at that and thinking, that's actually quite a pain in the bum. I swing for 2, but the Blood Angels being ready knock that down to 1, and then he can shield that potentially, but 1. So I begin by going, okay, I'll fight them off, that's fine. But then he'll swing at me for 3, and then every time I swing at him it's going to be 1, and every time he swings at me it's going to be 3. It's going to take me 3 turns at least to be able to cause any damage. And so, yeah, I'm thinking, oh, that's not going to be good. And then he ambush platforms in an ion rifle. Huge, great, good on him. And so I'm being hit for 6. So I can shield that. So I still take 4, but I can shield that a little bit. And then I'm thinking, well, clearly I can't stay opposite something that intimidating. It's no good for me, which is really, really frustrating. I can't get my Yvonne out of this. I really kind of needed it too, because I just don't have the resources to make a difference. So he readies the veterans, I ready my Nazdreg, and just straight away, I got to go, got to run. So I pull Nazdreg off the planet and exhaust him, and yeah, and he doesn't trigger it, which of course why would he? He knows that was what I was looking for. So that's frustrating. That was a good use of the Ravenwing there. Good solid use out of the Blood Angels and the Ravenwing. So I'm done, I've got no HQ. We'll just see if he's got anything in HQ, which I doubt, and then we'll rock on to turn 3. Here we go. Alright, what do I pull here? Bigger is better, that helps. Blood Axe Strategist, really handy card, letting you move around and get the most out of the few big units that you've got in this deck, so I really like that one, that's a good one. But really the Lander's number 1, and then I've got to sort of see what else can I afford to put out with my bigger is better. I do have a repair crew, so I might pop him out and then be able to do my lander a couple of times, maybe. Putting my choices near the front and thinking through, what am I likely to want to pull off here? What order am I going to want to do things? What am I going to do? The Mechaniac and the Strategist are right up there. The lander's definitely in there. If I can get that salvaged battle wagon out, he's really good. Commando Sneakers are quite good with the Blitzer Bombers, but generally as a cheap unit I might be able to get out. So there's a few options here. Recon drone down on bars, that's what I assumed. Yep, there we go, that's fine. And I'll go with the lander. Let's see if we can start putting on some pain. That's what I want to be doing. Blood Angel with the Iron Rifle. Suddenly Yvonne is almost impossible, which is really a frustrating thing for me. So I'm looking through my options here. Taurus is alright. If I can win Karnath, I can trigger something. Taurus is something I really would like to get, and to bring down, to get out some resources. He just has to go AFK for a second, so we'll just skip ahead beyond that. And I come back and I see that he's put out a Ravenwing escort using the Salem Enclave opposite that blimmin' Blood Angel. So instantly a 6 attack, 3 hit point unit that reduces incoming damage by 1 is able to go to any planet at any point in the combat phase, which is dangerous. Suddenly I'm like, I'm not as sure as I used to be about exactly what I'm going to be able to do right now. Nazdreg is in a lot of trouble, and yeah, it's going to be interesting. I put the mechanic icon too to equal command, but he bumps it up a bit more, and I do have enough to pop out the strategist as well, which is nice, but the bigger is better. I'll throw him on planet 1, giving me the option of moving a couple of units through from planet 1 without having to have them come through the HQ, which would be good. That would definitely help. So if I can take planet 1, I win. So it would probably be worth me going to planet 1. But I'm not sure if I do that. I'm not sure if I'm thinking a bit more long term and thinking actually if I let him take planet 1, I still have Planum and Yvonne that I can win at. So I'm not sure if I want to do that yet. Possibly I should, just to try and bully through before any of his various attachments and combinations can be put into play properly. I'll try and win that Karnath with my big Goth Knob, with my big ramshackle truck. Yeah, putting the Mechaniac there might have been a good idea, just to have another body on that first planet to bully it a little bit more. But that's not what I decided to do, which may have been a mistake. Let's see how it turns out for me. It's got an ion rifle coming in onto the stealth guard, I would assume. Oh, onto the Imperial fists there. So they're out with the Ravenwing. So that means they've got the ability to jump across when needed, which is really good. And now I'm thinking maybe I should have saved my resources from the Mechaniac, because the cannon and the lander are not going to be doing enough this turn really. Perhaps I should have saved those resources this turn for the Commando Sneakers and used them potentially in this deck instead. Sorry, I mean turn, obviously. Alright, he's all finished, and I'm going to throw my guys to planet 1, 2. What am I thinking here? Where am I going? I go planet 2. So I've decided that there's too many things that can jump down to planet 1, and actually I'm not likely to be able to take it then, so I'll go to planet 2 instead. Hopefully I'll be able to kill the blimmin' Ravenwing there. That would be nice, but probably not. He's coming to 1, which is fine. Keeping the initiative, which is good for my Ravenwing. Why do I keep saying Ravenwing truck? Ramshackle truck. Alright, so Planum, here we are. That's my only command win, so he gets everything else. But first, Shadowsun drops an iron rifle onto the stealth guard. So that's a lot of iron rifles on the board right now. That's a lot of extra attack that I'm going to have to deal with. Some big hard hitters that can jump in from other parts of the board too. So very worrying. Hopefully that means his HP stays low. I can fire off the lander or the cannon, or maybe get a smasher gun, and hopefully that'll help out. But I get an SDC, which is really good. An SDC fragment really helps out. That means I'm going to be able to get out a couple more of my bigger, tougher units as the game goes on, which is good. And so on to Karnath, which I don't think I'm going to be able to win it, but I should be able to move my truck over to planet 2 pretty much straight away. Just checking if he needs any mobile. And he's thinking about it, he's not sure, taking some time, thinking about what his options are going to be. Gotta look at, so he's just checking out how things work out for himself, making sure he's got the right options here. But he's got lots of options, I think, so be interested to see what he's checking, what he wants to make sure of. Something involving an ambush platform. So he's triggering that. It's going to throw an attachment out. What is it going to be? He's not sure what it's going to be. He's rethinking his options, I think. And here comes a stealth cadre on the stealth cadre. Because its ability is may interplay as an attachment, so it can be used there because it's an attachment for it to bring into play as an attachment. I think the gun drones are the same. They say may be deployed as an attachment, so as long as you're deploying rather than putting into play. Yeah, that means because they can only be deployed that way, that's why Shadowsun can't equip them. But because the cadre can interplay as an attachment, that is why Shadowsun can equip them, I believe. So that's one big scary unit on that first planet, which looks to me like I'm probably going to have to lose my ramshackle truck. And that is not cool. I wish that didn't have to happen. So I figure I might as well fire off the cannon again, see if I can finish something off. But he decides to squadron redeploy, which actually that would have been a really good one for him to hold on to potentially, but yeah, just to keep that thing alive, keep that income rolling along, which is a completely reasonable maneuver on his part. That makes sense to me. Okay, so he's all done, and so we may as well fire the lander now. Let's see what we get. I'm thinking about it, and I'm going to wait. Not yet. Okay, I think I want to see if I can kill off anything else first and then damage some of the things that aren't on the planets. So instead I'm done. And we've got a big swing at the truck. So if I get that right, that's 2 for the cadre, 3 for the iron rifle, 2 for the other cadre. So it's just dead. I've got no shields. That is the downfall of this deck. Being primed for the Orc Lander, it needs units with an odd cost. No, it doesn't need units, does it? But there's just not that many odd cost attachments and events, so I don't really want to use them. I suppose there's a few one-costers. If I wanted to put some more shields in the deck, I could put one-costers in, but I'm really trying to get as much bang out of the lander as I can. I want the big amounts of damage coming out of it. I suppose I could really maximize it and just start at 7, then use all the 5s, then finish off with 3s and really maximize that, but yeah, it's an interesting thing. So I might as well get the Blood Axe Strategist out of there after it swings. There's no point in leaving it to just be killed off slowly, so I make the move, and then Karnath is going to allow him to trigger what he likes. He can plan him that unit over to opposite me, which would be quite scary. He can Taurus or Yavahn. He can't trigger either of those, but he can Ballas, he can discard me, which I wouldn't mind necessarily. Losing the STC would be a pain, but otherwise I'm still hopeful to get a smasher and start putting out a lot of damage onto his units. So he's just taking a moment again. And I come back to the screen. He's got no actions, so he's going to capture planet 1, and I just show I've got no other actions, so yes, he can indeed. And so what is he going to trigger? What's he going to go for? And Plenum, which, yeah, thought so. And where's he put it? He puts it opposite me. That's a big problem right there. That's a big problem. The siege force is pretty massive. The Raven Wing isn't as big a problem, I guess, but it is a problem. And then there's the other Raven Wing with the Blood Angels sitting with it. And suddenly I'm just not really sure what I can do. Obviously this deck isn't primed, it didn't pick up its lander in time, and a lot of other problems, but that was possibly a silly maneuver. Oh, I'm thinking, of course, my strategist means I can run away after I swing. So he does block 1, so it takes 1, and then I should, trigger the strategist and run away. Alright, and I'm thinking I might as well get my lander in now because I don't want the Mechaniac to be killed beforehand, so 3 damage for him. That's nice enough. So let's see where he puts it. He puts 1 on, 2 on to some Raven Wing, 1 onto a veteran, and then it goes off the veteran, and that was nice and quick. That was done. Alright, and then as an action, I'm going to get it ready again, and I'm going to do it again. I'm hoping to get one of my salvaged battle wagons would be ideal. I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 15 points of damage amongst his army units. So a 7 would do a good chunk of those and get a good use out of that. So let's see, battle wagon, no, that's a maniac. That's alright, another 3. So there we are. 1 on the veterans, and one of the worst things for my landers and things like that, those veterans, the indirect damage that they just ignore and reduce the value of my my landers, my smashes, all that sort of stuff. Not very pleased about that. Really frustrated that I wasn't able to, well, of course if I'd have won Karnath I would have won the game, but being able to hit Karnath to trigger Yavahn would have been really nice, but it wasn't to be. Takes another 1 on 1 of the Raven Wing. He's got 1 more to go. It changes it over to getting Shadowsun, which, sure, that's fine. I find that usually the landers and the smashes, what I'm really hoping to do is bloody your warlord in the end, is just to have not enough units surviving the waves of indirect damage that you're taking. Okay. He targets it in case he's checking if I've damaged it, but I'm sure I did, so I'm just going back to check. Adds damage, yeah, I already did that. So I'm just going to try and copy that chunk of text, and it doesn't quite work how I thought, unfortunately. But yeah, he's gone back, he's seen it as well. Yep, cool, so we should all be on the same page now, we should all be good. And I've got a bunch of exhausted units that are I'm going to get hurt. I can't think of any way to save them at this point. It's just a bit of a nightmare, really. These things have become such big, nasty units all of a sudden. Things that affect non-elite warlords, non-elite units would be good here. I think Squigify is non-elite, so Squigify might... it sets the attack value to 1 or 0 when you Squigify someone, doesn't it? So yeah, Squigify probably would have been quite useful at this point, although I don't have any resources for it, so maybe less good. And Strategist is dead, just like that. That's a big kaboom right there. That one's dead. So what I'd like to see that would help my lander deck, new cards. Obviously they can't be official new cards, but if any of the fan groups are interested, that were Orc attachments or Orc events that were of an odd cost and really, really worthwhile. Really I want a 3-cost thing that's really suits the blundering indirect damage that I'm putting together. If I could get like a 5-cost event that was just horrendous, I don't know even what it could possibly be, but a 5-cost Orc Orc War card that, like, all non-Orc units reduce their hit points by 5 or something, I don't know, you know, something absolutely insane, that most people go, oh, that's a terrible card, why would you use it? I would use it in this deck because, you know, occasionally I might use the effect, but having a 5 cost event that actually had a shield, or 2 shields would be great. I would definitely see the value in using those things. So, yeah, totally. So Goth Nob takes a massive hit from those Blood Angels, but that's not the end of my units there. We're quite hardier, us Orcs. Let's see what comes next. And what comes next is an even the odds. So I was thinking he'd put an iron rifle onto his Ravenwing or something, but no. He hits the Cyborg body and puts it on the Mechaniac, which is horrifying, because it just kills my Goth Nob instantly, and I'm like, huh, that wasn't what I expected at all. I was expecting him to hit the Goth Nob, and I would run away to live another day, because it wouldn't be quite dead, and the Mechaniac would run home too, and I'd be like, hurrah, hooray, hurrah, hooray. This is all so wonderful. So instead he pings it for another couple, which is fine, because it still has another 3 on top of that now. And I'm certainly running away. I'm hoping that I can get another swing or two out of the Mechaniac now. See if I can hit the lander again and again, or something, if I run off to Barlas perhaps. So that's an interesting development, moving the Cyborg buddy like that. Everybody readies again, and I'm going to wait and make sure he stays, which of course he will, but you know, you always just want to wait and be sure. Oh no, it was me, because I had my Warlord there and he didn't, so actually I need to let him know that I am running away. All the bravest Orcs know that running away is the best way to crump him again later. Just thinking. See, my thought was, before I run away, should I ready the lander one more time? Should I get one more swing out of the lander? Or should I run away and then be used another turn, if I can get away with it? And, it's a tricky question. I think, yes, I'll stay. I decide I want to guarantee I get another swing out of the lander, whereas if I run away, actually, because I'm exhausted coming back from the HQ into the next planet and all that sort of nonsense, I'm figuring I might not be able to use them again, which would be a waste. So I figure, come on, let's go again. Let's go again, get one more and then die. And then all I'll have is a sore Warlord opposite a bunch of big nasty units, which is just not good. Okay, so I'm staying, and my actions are first, but I just want to make sure he is staying also. He runs away with one of them. Okay. Just they're a bit weak, he doesn't want to risk them dying. That's fine, that's cool. I'm going to use the Mechaniac's effect to ready the lander. Just check if he's got anything else to do in between. Just going to assume that I can go. There we go, he's got no action, that's great. So, fire the lander, battle wagon, Mechaniac repair crew. Oh. But he throws another couple there, and one on the veterans. But he's hurting Shadowsun, which is good. I'm happy for him to put them on Shadowsun. I feel like that can work in my favour. So I'm done, and so he can be done and kill the Mechaniac. I'll just have to wait for him to target it, and then we'll be all good. He's got no action, and there we go, nice simple 6 points of damage. Okay, Mechaniac's gone, I'm done. He gets Planum so he can rearrange his units, and actually just as he says done there, I'm thinking before he should have used his Ravenwing to move something, and then his Planum to move the other, and he would have had, you know, plenty of options, you know. He would have had everything else out on the line. Although it's Planum next next phase, isn't it? So actually these guys are all set up on the first planet, so they're probably fine where they are. Just this dancing back and forwards with these Ravenwing, it's just doing my head in. You know, as I comment there, it really is, yeah, it's significant. It's a significant thing I'm up against here. Okay, he's enjoying himself, that's good. It's always a good thing. I believe he said he was new to the game when we were starting up. I'm not sure if that's true or not, or if I'm just making it up in my head. But, Indomitable and Crushing Blow. So apparently those are in this deck. But yeah, those are some good solid cards, yeah. Yeah, the Ravenwing just works really well in this deck. Surprisingly well. Alright, so we've triggered the planets, we've fought over the planets, so that should be end of the turn, and we should be going to the next phase, and let's see what we can do. No HQ for him, and jumps through to the next phase. Okay, another STC fragment, bit of a waste, that's a bit of a shame, and a Squig 5, which means I've got a bit of shields, which is okay, but it's not amazing, and yeah, it's all fine. It's all fine. I'm not going to go to Planum. There's going to be no point for me going to Planum, so that's not an issue. So where should I go? The only thing is, if I don't go to Planum, he can Ravenwing one of those big nasty units, and then he can Planum one of those big nasty units. And whenever you have to repeat a phrase using the words big nasty units, you know that things are not going well. I have literally nothing on the board. I mean, you know, I probably could have called the game here, but I wanted to see sort of how it all shook out, see if there was anything I could do. I tend to want to play until I actually reach the lose condition, because, I mean, he's got a blue and a red. He'd have 2 blue, a green, and a red. Then he'd have 2 blue, 2 green, and 2 red. So he can't even win until the 3rd planet along from here, which, to be fair, is also my win condition. So if I can start building up on that planet as well, then maybe I stand a chance. That's kind of my thought pattern at the moment. I'm thinking if I can put out the Blitzer Bomber onto a planet, I might be able to get enough money to play the Commando Sneakers. To be fair, I'm not very good at doing my math around command and stuff, and I probably won't be able to do the Commando Sneakers, but since when do I let a little thing like thinking ahead stop me? So, thinking, pretty sure I'm going to go for the Blitzer Bomber somewhere and hope for the Sneakers. That's what I'm thinking I'm probably going to be doing here. Tossing it up between the two, and we go with Blitzer Bomber, which we put on Taurus. I'm not sure why I'm going for Taurus. I'm probably thinking I want to see if I can trigger Taurus, but that seems unlikely. I'm not sure what I was doing. Maybe I was thinking just that that's the only place where I'm going to be actually able to use the command of the Blitzer Bomber. That may have been my thought process there. He goes with a recon drone. He overdoes my command. Well, of course he would. Certainly. I'm done. Let's see what else he can put out there. He's got a comms relay. Now that means if I target a unit with attachments, he can cancel the effect. That's a really nice card. Really good unit, that support, that one. I'm beginning to realise that even if I pull a Smasher Gun, he's got less cards than me, because he's actually able to play his cards, which is a significant weakness of my deck, I must admit. He's using an APOCA card here, the Smuggler's Den, so that allows you to exhaust the support and pay a resource, and then you can pull a non-drone attachment back to your hand and gain the resource value of that attachment. Seeing as you've got the ambush platforms out that are creating a discount for those cards, that means you can actually end up making a bit of money out of that. That's quite good. It's good that you have to exhaust the Smuggler's Den to be able to use it in that sense. Okay, that's all he wants to put out there for this time. That's all he's got. So I go to planet 1. I'm figuring I have initiative, so even if he goes there, I can run away, and then I'm not in danger of being assassinated, basically. If he goes there, he still wins the command, but I get to run away first. If he doesn't go there, then I get a little bit of command, which would be nice, but, you know, we'll see how these things shake out. You'll notice that, as usual, I have not calculated my command correctly. I will not be able to afford the sneakers. But, you know, we'll see what where he ends up. He's gone to 2. I think he figured I was going to go there, and if you were listening to me, 30 seconds ago, I was remembering going there, but this is clearly what I'm doing in that sense. In that sense. Why am I saying in that sense so often? I'm clearly trying to be able to get away. Corpulent Orc, it's fine, it's not a big deal. Another resource. Alright, so I'm going to ping a couple of planets with landers and cannons. So, we'll go to this planet. Yes, go to Yvan with the cannon, because if he takes the hit on either of those units, they're dead. So that would be great. But he has got 7 cards. I'm sure he's running quite a few attachments, so he's quite likely to have a shield that he doesn't mind throwing at this point. Let's see if he does. Yep, throws a crushing blow to it. That's fine. So if he doesn't have anything else, I'll probably wait on the lander until after I've managed to kill something with the Blitzer Bomber. I might see if I can kill Shadowsun. If I can kill Shadowsun, that would be good. Well, bloody her anyway. And then fire the lander, because I really don't mind if he pumps up a lot more damage onto Shadowsun again, and get that much closer to assassination at that point. So let's see if Glyph has any actions. No actions. And we run away! Bravely, brave Sir Nazdreg bravely ran away. Are we ready for the lander yet? I don't think I should be landering yet. Oh, I hope I don't trigger it. I do! Well, that was a silly mistake. And I pull a lander. Well, it's better than drawing it, because it's a dead hand, dead card, but doesn't do the damage, unfortunately. He's already moved, yep, stealth cadre with all the other stealth cadre with it. And yeah, so actually now I'm looking at this and thinking, maybe I won't even survive long enough to use the Blitzer Bomber. So here we go. This is what I was thinking he was going to do last time, but there we go. Ravenwing Escort, sending over the other big unit. Not good. Very dangerous. So everything piled up on that planet is painful. But yeah, he's pretty much guaranteeing himself a nice roll along this next planet and into his win condition planet. I'm not seeing that I'm going to be able to do anything to really stop it, but that doesn't stop me living in hope and playing through and seeing how far I can get, you know? So no actions. I take a hit of 7, so that becomes 4. I think. Yes, so 4 due to flying. Yep, just checking that is correct, making sure I've got that right. And that is correct. So I shield a couple of those because don't know why. Just because I can, I guess. Alright, fair enough. No mercy, why not? Sure, with crushing blow and no mercy in there, he's got some good assassination going on. The ambush platforms, the Ravenwing, it's a nice solid little deck, I think. Yeah, he said he forgot the flying. It's one of those ones that's very interesting. There's a lot of the flying things that we forget that are flying, I think. Like there's that Eldar one that gets area effect when it's not with Eldar, and for some reason I can never remember that it has flying either. So yeah, he sets his resource counter down one. I think he meant to put it up one. I don't know quite what's going on there. Stealing back the iron rifle. Oh, because he doesn't want me to kill it. He doesn't want to lose the iron rifle if I kill that unit. That was on the Imperial Fist, was it? I think, possibly. But I should be swinging at Shadowsun, and I don't know that I am. I don't know that I'm going to remember to do it. Not very clear thinking, clearly. It's been a long game, and I'm getting overwhelmed, so it's all getting a bit too much. Yeah, no, I should have swung at Shadowsun there. Absolutely should have swung at Shadowsun. Poor decision, Aaron. Poor decision. But it does kill it, which is nice. And so he's got smaller units on Planet 1, which makes me think maybe I could take Planet 1 next turn. I don't know that I particularly should, because then I lose Planet 2 probably, but, you know, maybe I can do something here. 2 damage, which is 1, which is enough. So this is where, yeah, just enough for him to kill me, because of that no mercy. Otherwise, I was thinking for like half a second, I was like, oh, I might actually win this planet. The recon drone is nothing. Next turn I might be able to, when I'm ready, I might kill off a couple of the things, so a shield or 2, or one more little unit, I might have been able to take this planet. If I hadn't run away with Nazdreg, oh no, that was the last planet, wasn't it? Yeah, so that was fine. Oh yeah, 2 ambush platforms, and he just took back an iron rifle. Yeah, so no, I wasn't going to win that planet. So, that's fine. So, yep, I'm all done. Just waiting to make sure that he is all done, and then I will end this turn. Yep, cool. So we end the turn. We're on to turn 5. I got a crush face, which isn't that useful. Got a flash gets or 2. I don't know what I'm going to do here. I really don't. Crush face on the last planet. Maybe throw in the sneakers at some point. I could STC something in maybe. I could put in the big unit, but that's kind of pointless with the units I already have. Just don't know. Could be worth putting in the big unit, just because it might be big enough to actually get into a bit of a scrap with some of the things on that planet. But that may or may not be true. Don't know if that's the case, if it's worth it. 9 resources, 8 cards to 6 resources, 9 cards. I feel like that's quite close. The only problem is it doesn't account for all of the value that he's got out on the table. So, waiting for him to go first, and then we'll see if I decide to go for the battle wagon or 2 smaller bodies. He's got himself an Earthcast Technician. Grab himself a couple more attachments, which is going to be perfectly good for him. Going to Planet 1, I'm not quite sure why. Just because he can. Lets them be more bodies that I'll have to stop, I guess. And he grabbed himself an auxiliary armor, so 2 shields, which is not helpful, and also obviously he can throw that onto a variety of things. Going on the first planet. Why did I decide to put it on the first planet? I guess I'm hoping to put 1 or 2 free 3-costers onto the second planet, but I think it would have been better placed onto that second planet, because I'm not going to win the first planet, and winning the first planet doesn't even actually help me. I need everything I can on that last planet, so I'm effectively throwing 5 resources and a big card down the drain here. Really, it's not a valuable place to put the card. Okay, so he's put Blood Angels opposite that. He's got the Imperial Fists, the Recon, and the Earthcast. All 3 of those I'm not too worried about, but the Blood Angels could be a problem. So let's see if he throws anything else down. He hasn't used his Salem Enclave. Puts another Blood Angel at the next planet. Still hasn't used the Salem Enclave, which, oh, that's a bit of a worry also. Auxiliary armor onto the already damaged Imperial Fists. That's interesting. And the ambush platform's bringing that down to a cost of 0, which is not good. Iron Rifle onto the Blood Angels, also not good. And I know where I'm going already. See, yeah, going to Planet 2, because obviously Planet 1's too dangerous for me. Yeah, I probably should have put the Battle Wagon onto Planet 2, really. Putting it on Planet 1 was a bit of a silly rush of a mistake, I think. So I've set my skull. I'm just going to check he's okay to flip the card. Later percentage done. Oh, no, he's rearranging. Nearly got me. He's rearranged. He says he's done. He's flipped it, so let's flip as well. He goes to 1. Yeah. Alright, I'm happy with that, because that means I'm going to get to run away and not die. Planet 2. Alrighty. He throws a stealth cadre onto the Earthcast Technician, which, that's decent enough. 3-3. Yeah, no, that's cool. That's fair enough. And I get a resource. Woohoo! A resource. Alright. He's got no actions. I certainly... Oh, do I want to pull off any of my actions? No, probably not at this point. And he swings, and that's actually enough to kill me, and I have no shields. So... I think I forgot that he had the Iron Rifle for a second, because I've done 3 damage. 3 damage. What am I waiting on? Yeah, he's targeted the Iron Rifle to point that out to me. There we go. I think I've come right. Alright. I'm going to guess I'm pretending I have shields. And it's dead. So that was a real waste. Really big shame that I did that, I think. Yeah. But there we go. So I figure I might as well knock out that recon drone if I can. And then everything else that I can damage with the lander is going to be useful in the last battle. Although I'm not going to be able to equal him in the last battle. It's just not going to happen. But he shields it easily enough with a crushing blow. And has he got an action while I wait? Nope. So he's gone to Yavin. So is he done on Planet 1? I feel like something's skipped here. I feel like we've missed a moment. Am I going to say something to him? Wait, we haven't completed Planet 1. Yes, that. Yeah, I was a bit confused by all that. I know it doesn't really make much difference. I don't have any actions that would affect that. I don't think he's got anything that he's going to use to affect that. But I just... yeah, so just checking he's got no actions there. Alright, I'll fire the lander now, please. And there's another one of my weird boys. Which is alright. It's fine. 3 damage. They could have been quite good on one of them. No, well, no, they've got all these Blood Angels. So he hits one of the Blood Angels for 1. He hits the other Blood Angel for 1. That leaves 1 point of damage anywhere amongst his units. And 1 on Shadowsun. And that was a bit of an anticlimax there with that lander. That's not impressive. Alright, fine, if that's the way it's going to be. Now he can capture it. There we are. And all that stuff is in the HQ. And Nazdreg by himself on Yavin here is not going to be a good place to be, so I'm done. Yeah, no, he's got nothing on that planet, so again we bravely run away. This has been an ignoble game for poor Nazdreg, but at least after taking a surprise hit from some of those various things he's got in play here, I didn't take too many others. and he doesn't trigger, we're done, I'm done, and so we're going into the 6th round. The 6th round. Turns the Blood Angels face down. What? Face up. What? Okay, there we go. One hope here. I don't know what I'm hoping for, because he's only got 4 cards, so I can't play a Smasher. Nope, it's all going to fall apart. So, I think I must have been hoping for a Smasher, but really, it was pointless. It was never going to be useful. It's a stall. It effectively means nothing, because I reduced the cost of the next unit by 1 anyway. I suppose I could do Crush Face and then something else a little bit cheaper, but it's really just a stall for nothing. STC, yeah, missing my STCs for a long time didn't help. Didn't get any of the Yavans, didn't get the Taurus, didn't get the Karnath. Just too much, Throw out a Goth Knob. It's all I've got. Yeah, Blood Angel Veterans, exactly what you want when you're playing me when I've got my Lander deck. It's right, exactly the thing I don't want to have happen. He hasn't bothered putting anything out. He's just setting his Warlord Skull. He knows where I'm going, though, of course. He's done. I'm done, there we go. Flip the card. Hey, what a surprise! I'm going to 1, and so are you, with all those units. Whoever would have thought? Alright. Just seeing a big pile like that just shuffle over. It's crazy. Alright, let's see here. Fire off the cannon, fire off the lander, and see what I can do. If I get a 7 on the lander, I don't think I will be able to win. It is plausible that I could let him bloody me with the Blood Angels, and kill the Goth Knob with the Blood Angels, and then in theory I could fire a lander and get something so big and nasty that everything on the planet dies. That would be interesting if there was a 9-cost Orc unit, a 9-cost Orc Elite, maybe a Stomper. That would be great if I could get that fired off in the lander. I would be thrilled to see if I could get a Stomper to just go blah. 9 damage from an Orc lander. Be cool. That'd be so cool. What else we got? We got a little bit of nothing there. Waiting to see if he's going to bother shielding it. He doesn't, so I'm like, hooray! The lander will affect only the planet I wanted to affect. So we might as well do that now, I think. We could wait for the Blood Angels, but I just don't think it's particularly worthwhile. Yeah, he's got nothing in between. I'm going to wait. I'm going to see if he uses one of those Blood Angels. It is me first, which is nice. I possibly could have swung at a Blood Angel. I decided to kill Shadowsun, because the only hope I have is that there's enough lander damage that he has to actually kill Shadowsun. Possibly I should have hit a Blood Angel, killed one of the Blood Angels, particularly the one with the Iron Rifle would have been good, and then that would have freed up a little bit of damage from the lander. So, here we go. Bloodied Shadowsun, ha 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 ha, that's a success. And he's got nothing. Do I not do the lander yet? No, I don't. Alright, he doesn't swing with a Blood Angel, so that's a shame. He bloodies me. After that long bout of running around, finally they hit him. Oh, look at that. I had enough money for my sneakers. I'm so clever. Woohoo! Okay. I think I was hoping he'd exhaust the Blood Angels. There we go. Do I do a lander yet? No. Can I kill a Blood Angel? Yeah, there we go. Kill a Blood Angel. Kill it. Kill it. Kill the Blood Angel. Kill the Blood Angel. I'm hoping. Can't think of anything that would keep it alive. Yes, kill the Blood Angel. Alright, so my lander's going to be able to do a little bit of something. I don't think I've got nearly enough chance of successfully winning this. I'm just trying to look at all the different hit points that are there. Oh, ambush platform. Never, never what you want. Oh dear. Hitting for 5. Oh, that's painful. I hope he swings with that next. Yeah. Swing with that next. He does! Alright. That's fine. You kill off the sneakers. Away they go. And now... Landerific. Battle wagon, battle wagon, battle wagon! 5? That's not bad. That's not too shabby. That's better than anything else I've gotten out of this game with it, I think. My only hope was to bloody you and then do enough indirect to spill over and assassinate you. At that point it would have killed everything at the planet anyway, but still. What's that? That's 1, 2 there. 3, 4 on the Earthcast Technician. 1 more on something else. And then he's got too many big units there. Just too many there. And so, yeah, there we go. Good game. Well, that was a massive timeout for the lander. Really, the lander deck did not do particularly well, which is, of course, why it's not considered a competitive deck. It is a ridiculously inconsistent deck, but it is so much fun to try and get to work, to try and get everything firing at once, and when it does all come together, God, it is fun. Alright, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed seeing the Ravenwing Escorts doing some good, and I'll catch you again next time. See you later.